Hi, Libra. Let's do a little bit of soul therapy, shall we? These readings that I do once in a while are designed to look at who we are and some of the things we're going through as human beings to help us see ourselves and our life path in a deeper way and help us find our deeper purpose. This is good for the sun, rising, moon, or Jupiterian sign of Libra, as well as the North Node. It is a general reading. It's not a personal reading, so it's not going to resonate with all of you, but it should resonate with whomever needs to hear it the most. And if you want a message to resonate with you 100%, if this doesn't quite resonate or only parts of it do, you can book a private reading with me. The link to my website to schedule is in the description below. If you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. So Libra, Soul Truth wanted to talk to you guys today, and they want you to ask yourself 3 questions right now. When I do soul therapy for myself, I have a notebook and a journal, and I would write down these questions, and I would just take some time, moving out of June into July to write these questions down and answer them and ponder them for yourself, because when you really think on things and you're the magician, where you start to formulate a plan and you start to be the single catalyst for change in your own life, because you know that you're discovering your power and you want to know how to manifest in your own life, it does start small. And it can often start with writing things down. It's called spelling for a reason. You're kind of casting a spell in your own life. So write these down and think about the answers for yourself. It will help put you on a path towards your purpose and your higher destiny. The first question Soul Truth is asking you is, how can I deepen my trust right now? How can you deepen your trust? I like the message. Trust, surrender, let go of the wheel. You can trust. You can trust yourself. Trust fully in yourself so that you can deepen your trust in others. Trust creates safety, and when we feel safe, we feel unstoppable. Today's soul action is let go and trust. Today, find your center in the chaos and be certain with yourself so you can deepen your trust in others. So, some of you have been going through some trust issues, and it is hard to let go of the wheel. And the first thing I always think of when I see this card is the Chariot. Well, the message of the Chariot is be accountable for your actions and don't let go of the wheel. Well, there are times when we need to do that, and there are times that we don't. In this instance, it's about knowing that you can trust, but knowing that first trust starts with trusting yourself. When you trust yourself and you trust your intuition and you trust your sacred knowledge, which is all the knowledge you've acquired from your birth up until this moment, and any knowledge that's been energetically passed on to you from ancestors, good and bad, when you can trust yourself fully, you are able to deepen your trust in others and understand that trust creates safety. When you trust a person and yourself, you feel safe. And when you feel safe, you're unstoppable. So, right now, you guys need to be asking yourselves how you can deepen your trust, in particular with yourself. This one, I was like, oh, I'm going to be writing about this all day personally. What is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? It is our beliefs about ourselves that keep us from what we really want. What story are you telling yourself? We're all telling ourselves a story, and we're telling the world a story. What story are you telling yourself? When you think about your dreams, what is the first limiting thought that comes to your mind? If you're not living the life you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. It's time to upgrade. Look your belief in the eye. Where did it come from? What new belief are you ready to adopt in its place? How will this change your results? Remember, your belief is the root of your result. Own it, heal it, upgrade it. I think that's what we're calling this reading. Own it, heal it, upgrade it. So, what story are you telling yourself? And when you think about your dreams, what's the first limiting thought that comes to your mind? So, let's say you're a writer or an artist, and you think, my dream is to show my work in a gallery. My dream is to be published as a writer. My dream is to be a certified public accountant. What's the first thing you believe that limits you? This can be any dream you have. What's the first thing you have that limits you? You must remember that your belief is the root of your result. So it's time to look that belief in the eye and be realistic. For me personally, years ago, I always knew that I was intuitive. And then my own psychic said to me, you're going to walk away from what you're doing now for a career and you're going to become a full time tarot reader. And I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I'm not doing that. And yet here I am. I have two YouTube channels. I have clients all over the world and I'm doing very well. My limiting belief was I don't really have intuitive abilities. No one will like me. No one will listen. I had to look those beliefs for myself right in the eye, and be realistic with yourself. For instance, like if you're an artist and a gallery owner looks at your work and is like, you have a gift, but your perspective sucks or you're not doing something right. This doesn't mean that you suck. Don't believe that you're not good enough. Believe possibly that you need a little bit more education. Look your belief in the eye and get realistic about it. So ask yourself what story you're telling yourself and know that the root of your belief is your result. And you have to own it and then you have to heal it. And that's when you can upgrade it. If you're not living the life you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. It is possible. Shoot, anything's possible on planet Earth. They found a tree growing in someone's lungs years ago. Look at anything is possible on Earth. Practically anything is possible in the universe. We've split the atom. We've left the atmosphere. We have cars and airplanes. We've labeled and discovered countless minerals and elements. We are capable of many things. You are capable of many things. One of the major keys to your success is first taking a good, long, hard look at the things you believe are true that are limiting you. Some of them will be true. Some of them won't be true. Get to the bottom of what's true and what's just your fear getting in the way. And then ask yourself, okay, there are some things that are true that are limiting me. Can I change that? That starts with owning it and then healing it. Healing it is changing it. And then you can upgrade it. Own it, heal it, upgrade it. Who am I ready to forgive? I'm not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become, says the great Carl Jung. It is time to let go, forgive, and move onward. Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. What do you want to become? And how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? Write a forgiveness letter. Practice the Onopo, something like I know this prayer. Sorry, I just can't say it because I haven't had enough coffee today. Practice this prayer today while thinking of a person you are ready to forgive. Start with yourself. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. So, when it comes to forgiveness, it's really about letting go. I posted something in the community section last night before I went to bed. So, I'm not surprised to see this card. It must have been a continuation of what prompted me to post it. When we release a person, we release their control over us. Um, and ask yourself if, when you let go of a person or a situation, you can forgive and move onward. Often we won't forgive and we can't let go because we don't want to move on from that situation. It brings us comfort to stay in a situation with a person that's hurt us. It's the only connection we have to them anymore. So we stay stuck to the situation or to our pain. Ask yourself, who do you want to become? And how is this resistance holding you from what your soul really wants? How are you resisting what your soul really wants? Start with some forgiveness, and if you can't forgive a person, my personal belief is you don't have to forgive everyone, but at least forgive yourself, and allow for that freedom and for that insight. When you forgive, you let go, you know, and letting go is hard. So I pulled some tarot and I meant for these cards to all be in the upright, but this High Priestess, this Ace of Wands, and this Four of Cups flipped into the reverse, so I knew they were meant to be in the reverse. High Priestess in reverse, which is about listening to your intuition and hearing it and not ignoring it when you do hear it. Ace of Wands is in reverse and the Four of Cups is in reverse. So I think it's possible that this is about a person or a situation in your life where someone withdrew into silence. The High Priestess in reverse really likes to be chased sometimes, and a High Priestess in reverse seeks solitude to the point where, it's a person that really needs space usually and disconnects from us energetically. And when that happens in a relationship or in a situation, it's because, from their point of view, or just in general, there really wasn't the growth potential that maybe you thought there was. And it really put you in this place of the Four of Cups. They call it luxury in this deck. I'm not sure why. I haven't thought about that in a while, but I keep meaning to ponder it. The Four of Cups is emotional analysis paralysis. It's one of the worst feelings in the tarot. It's one of my least favorite cards to see because it's something we all experience. This is where we constantly meditate and contemplate something, but it leads to apathy and a constant emotional reevaluation. We start to focus on regrets. We can't let it go. We refuse all other offers. We focus on the negative. We think the grass is greener on the other side, but we don't go to that grass and try it out. We just sit. Meh. I think you were in a situation where, have been in situations where you didn't listen to your intuition really, and you began to realize there wasn't the growth potential that I thought. And I'm realizing that I can't just sit here and mope about it. I can't intentionally mope and hang on to my limiting beliefs and refuse to forgive and continue to create a mountain of distrust in myself and in others around me. It's time for me to rejoin the world because life is passing me by. I think you guys have stopped moping about a situation. For my light workers and healers, the High Priestess is here for you. Some of you just lack a little bit of direction and you haven't quite found what inspires you. Like, am I supposed to study tarot? Am I supposed to do scrying? Am I supposed to do Reiki? Am I supposed to work with my hands? What religion am I really? What are my beliefs? You just have some emerging ideas, and your intuition is here for you. I think you're learning how to use it. The High Priestess comes in reverse when sometimes we're just learning how to use it. I think a lot of you that are my healers and light workers have been apathetic about that path, and now you're realizing, well, I gotta light a flame under my ass here, and it's passing me by. You just lack a little direction. That's all. It's emerging ideas, okay? So I think that's what's going on for a lot of you. But the first thing I saw was they didn't listen to their intuition, and someone withdrew from them, and there was no growth potential, and they're tired of moping about it. I clarified it a little bit more. This High Priestess in reverse was clarified by the Seven of Swords. This is futile. It's futility. I think someone lied to you. I think someone snuck away. I think someone acted on their own behalf, or perhaps you refused to hear your intuition about a situation for a long time because what you were hearing and feeling isn't what you wanted and it didn't serve you. And you lied to yourself and you cheated yourself. Yeah. Or this is another person that just slipped away, just slipped away and acted on their own behalf. Sometimes we ignore our intuition because it's not what we want to hear. So I think it could be both of those things. The reason the Ace of Wands is in reverse is because of the Three of Swords. So for a lot of you, the Three of Swords can be communicable disease and triangulations and things that are, like what's happening in the world with COVID. That sorrow and what that's doing in the world is keeping quite a few of us in a place of delay. We can't start school. We can't go file for divorce. We can't go file for marriage. We can't get out amongst our friends. For a lot of you, it's something like that. But the reason there was really no growth potential and it never went anywhere is because it was breaking your heart. And for a lot of you, you can't move forward and be inspired by new things until you address your feelings. Who am I ready to forgive is very much about addressing your emotions. And also deepening your trust is very much about feeling safe and knowing that you can trust yourself, so much so, and facing the limiting belief, facing your own feelings. Once you're able to mourn and not cling to a past, you will have more growth potential. So write your feelings down, accept the sorrow. Yes, someone might have broken your heart. The reason it all happened was because your soul was saying, there's not enough growth potential here quite yet to begin with. Or we can't start this new thing because we're still healing from some physical health pain worldwide. With the Four of Cups in reverse, you're very tired of just being in this emotional analysis paralysis. You're tired of life passing you by. It's become retreat and withdraw, and you're tired of that. You want to rejoin the world and get back to the three cups that are, she's thinking about this one cup here, but she's holding these three cups in her hands. When it's in reverse, you're like, you know, these three cups do look okay. These are the cups I have. I'm going to get out there in my life in some way. The Hierophant and the Lovers, Taurus and Gemini here. The first message I heard, it was a relationship message. I heard, my family and my friends didn't even like them. And they had choices, and so do I. And somebody might have been married and had a lover. Um, some of you have been in situations where you suddenly do care about tradition and self and betterment and taking that modest and pious approach. The Hierophant is family. The Hierophant is society and societal norms and playing by the rules and tradition and family values and all that. Sometimes the Hierophant is something we want to be a part of. Other times it can feel oppressive. You have to ask yourself what the Hierophant is for you. Are you okay with your traditions and your family values that you grew up with? Are you okay with the societal norms that you're a part of? Or do you want to break free from them in some way? What I see here for you guys is realizing that life is passing you by. You do want to be part of society at large. You do want to feel a sense of belonging in community with family and university and higher knowledge and wisdom and spiritual growth. This is important to you. And you want to be in situations where there is partnership. The Lovers is about dualities and knowing that you have choices. But the Lovers is about two halves of yourself completing each other. This isn't always about two people, but when it is, it feels great. It is about relationships, it is about love, but it is about value alignment and feeling as though you can still take that modest approach and it will bring you self and betterment and it will teach you something. I think what you've been through here, Libra, and what you're going through is really meant to bring you a lot of wisdom and teach you important lessons. And it will help you have better relationships where there is value alignment, where you don't rush and you always believe and know that you have choices. So much so, yeah. What you're meant to be doing now is be the Queen of Wands and the Six of Swords. The queens create the environment. A queen is independent. In relationships, she's single. She's single. She'll commit, but good luck with a king or queen of wands or a king or queen of swords, as I'm always saying. You're meant to be focused on total self-confidence and self-respect. You're meant to have a fully established sense of self. We do not establish a sense of self from a relationship with another person. Another person doesn't help us decide who we are. We decide who we are. And the Queen of Wands knows that. I am courageous. I am confident. I am independent. I'm good in a social setting too. And I'm determined. I've got mojo. I'm amazing in the desert with my torch. And the Six of Swords, they call it science here in this deck for some reason. That's another one I need to look into a little bit more, why they call it that in this deck. The Six of Swords is where we move on. We make a transition. We make a change. Some of you are entrepreneurs and you're thinking, I'm going to move. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to work with cheetahs in the desert. Absolutely. Do what you got to do. Let me know. I'll come and visit. That looks awesome. And some of you know that you need to have like a rite of passage where you release baggage. A Queen of Wands does not have time for any baggage. This chick's not even holding a purse. She's just got her own torch. She didn't bring anything with her but herself. She needs no one but herself. Any man or woman that's Queen of Wands knows this. Fiery, passionate friendships, relationships, a boss in your own life. It's not what is she doing, it's what's she not doing. What are you not doing, as the Queen of Wands? But in order to do this, you have to let go of things that no longer serve you. You can't resist change. You can't repeat cycles. It's very much about a personal transition. We'll do this with or without a person. It is a slow energy, but that's what you're meant to be doing. A person around you, I just said, show me the energy of someone around Libra right now that might be impacting them in some way. And I can see why these cards are in the positions they're in at this point. And I can see why it's led you to a place where you reevaluated this so much that you're like, I really do want my friends and family to approve of this person. Some of you, the Hierophant is like a counselor, and it's about relationship therapy and going and getting help and seeking a mentor of some kind about it, or seeking a mentor to bring you to like your life purpose. There was a person I think that there wasn't any growth potential with, that you cheated yourself and lied to yourself about, or they lied to you and there was all this heartbreak, and now you're solo and you're meant to grow and heal. This person around you, Eight of Cups, the Princess or the Page of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Five of Wands. So to clarify these, this person, indolence, this person is an escapist. They withdraw. They're disappointed. They abandon the situation. They abandon ship. I can't even. I'm walking all the way away. I notice in this deck, he's walking to the end of a pier. So sometimes with the Eight of Cups, somebody comes back, or they just go drown themselves in the ocean. It looks like they step into the ocean. So this person walked away. They can't handle emotions. They don't want to do that. They have walked away. It really disappointed them. They felt that's what they needed to do. The reason they did that was because they have other opportunities and choices, and they can't settle down yet. And they're very distracted by all their different choices. If it was an employer or like a college looking at you, or a place you live or whatever, you have other choices. The situation had other choices as well. I think this person likes illusions and wishful thinking. They're not done fantasizing and dreaming about their own life. But the Seven of Cups is a distracting, up, somewhat overwhelming feeling. I think this person or this situation has turned their back because there's other choices available and they're not ready to settle down. This is kind of a dreamy, emotional feeling, and they can't handle it at this point. Page of Wands to the Five of Wands. Page of Wands is a free spirit. They aren't at all tied down. They want to travel. They look for constant inspiration. If it's not exciting, they won't, or passionate, they won't stick around and turn into a knight or a king or a queen. They might holler at you, they might talk to you, but they're not at all ready to settle down. And if they're not, it's because the Five of Wands is here. The two of you are too different. There's too much tension in this situation. This person might feel as though they need to live in an echo chamber and they can't handle diverse opinions or tension. There might have been more than one person involved in this situation. Or this could be you, Libra, also like, look, I'm willing to do dress rehearsal and kind of try something out, but I'm not tied down. As a matter of fact, I'm a little antsy and I get bored easily too. And I want to try a lot of things out. Some of you are walking away. If this is you, you're walking away from bullshit that just you can't deal with anymore. You're learning how to leave the emotional scars of the past behind, and not look back over your shoulder out of emotional codependency or, indecision in some way. You want to get out there into the pool of life and try some stuff out. They're just practicing here. It's not swords. They put those down at the end of the day and shake hands and say, hey man, good spar. See you tomorrow. Yeah, cool. So just keeping at your own life and knowing that you do have choices. It's okay to dream big. Watch out for illusion, but opportunities and choices are here for you every bit as much as they are for a person in your life. that you've gone through a situation like this with. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Three of Wands, facing forward, looking towards the future, wanting expansion, looking at new opportunities. I think some of you are waiting for a person and wanting a homecoming with them. It looks like there's not enough growth potential and you're letting life pass you by. And it's meant to teach you lessons about, how to bring relationships into your life, or situations into your life that are in total alignment, that will contribute to yourself and community and spiritual growth as well. Okay, Libra, so that's your soul therapy for this week. I hope this helps you if it resonates with you. I know that you're not all going through something like this, but it'll resonate with who really needed to hear it the most. If you would like me to do a reading like this for you about your own personal growth, book a private reading with me. The link to my website's in the description below. I do soul therapy work a lot. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Libra. Take care of yourselves. I really love you guys. I'll see you next time.